And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me do the thing. Let me do the thing first. Get rid of Dag. Hang on.
Dang it.
Not in a literal sense.
You will look at me!
No, I won't.
Please.
It's not happening. So, when we last left our heroes, with the heroes split into two groups, Team Pink Book made their way to the outskirts of the city. Remembering what Pluck advised, they traveled roughly half a mile away from the city gates to intercept the carriage transporting the Oracle of Love and holder of the Pink Book, Espera Nightshade. However, before the carriage arrived, V, Scrump, Wilhelm, and Basil had some planning to do. They decided it would be best to meet the carriage as passerbyers rather than combatants, with V and Basil seemingly taking care of an injured animal. And surprisingly, for once, their plan worked. As the carriage came to a screaming halt at the crossroads, the driver of the carriage called out to his passengers, who then emerged from the back of the carriage. Espera and her companions, seeing the commotion, introduced themselves to V and Basil. However, their attempt at deceit fell on deaf ears, as Espera was not only able to see through the charade, but was also somehow aware of Wilhelm and Scrump hiding on the nearby hilltop. Foregoing any further attempt at deceit, our heroes was told Espera of the coming conflict, that the Crimson Herald was collecting the tomes of the Sympath for nefarious means, and while Espera understood the dangers, she seemed somewhat impartial. While Basil and V continued to attempt to convince Espera, a portal opened nearby with the brute of the Crimson Herald appearing on the scene. However, instead of running and hiding, Espera joined the brutish knight, all while telepathically communicating with Basil that she wanted to see who the stronger side was. And with the Battle of the Crossroads commenced. The battle was favored by our party without any serious injury aside from Basil. He had been charmed by Espera, who then went in for a deadly kiss. But even so, after the administration of the kiss, Basil still stood strong. However, as he attempted to counter Espera's attack, she began to change forms into that of a succubus before vanishing into the ethereal plane. V, Scrump, and Wilhelm continued their battle against the brute and Espera's companion, with V striking the final blow. However, before they could finish off the companion, Espera once again reappeared momentarily before teleporting away. But not before indicating that she had been impressed by our heroes, and that they should come find her within the city. And with the air of combat dissipating, the party turned their attention towards the carriage driver to interrogate him. He informed Team Pink Book that he had orders to transport Espera to a place called the Saffron Manor, a well-known high-class brothel within the People's Ring. Armed with this information, the party transformed themselves to look like Espera, her companion, the brutish knight, and the coach driver, before boarding the carriage and returning back to the city gates. And so, our story continues. You travel for a short period, feeling the bumps in the road, smelling the cool night air, and hearing the clomping of the large horse's hooves. Who was the driver again? Right. Wilhelm. After traveling this short distance, no more than 15-20 minutes, you see once again the city gates now coming into view. You can see that not many people are coming in and out of the city at this late night. However, there do seem to be a few guards positioned just out front of the gates.
He'll slowly bring the carriage to a stop as he approaches. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. You all feel the stopping of the carriage.
Scrump adjusts his bread helmet. Stop a little harder next time, don't you?
Are the guards seemingly coming up to approach or anything, or?
Oh, okay. So you're stopping right by the gates.
Yeah, right
Oh,
before
sorry.
the actual entrance into the city itself.
Sure, absolutely. As you make your stop, the horses kind of rear up a little bit, as you would typically see, as two of the guards now begin to approach you. One of them being a younger man. You can see his hair tied back into a loose ponytail. The other completely bald with a very thick mustache. Both of them wearing average sets of armor. Nothing special. Pretty typical city guard armor that you would see. The older gentleman holds up his hand. Evening to you both.
Evening. Good. Traveling with Lady Nightshade. She's expected.
And do you have your papers with you?
Yes, I have my personal papers.
He'll grab his paperwork to get him into the city.
He takes it down, looks at it over for a moment. At this time of night, you'd assume, based on the look of their faces, both seemingly tired after a long day's work, he doesn't read over it properly in any way, shape, or form, before rolling it up and handing it back to you. Be careful out there. We've got some troublemakers that have been causing some issues in the town lately. We're just advising everyone to be relatively careful as they enter into the city. Make your way to whatever destination as quickly as possible. Don't want to lollygaggle.
May I ask what exactly it is that is transpiring within the city?
You know, the closer we get to the festival, the more and more people seem to go crazy at this time of year. We've had some specific complaints about a particular group. They've unfortunately shown aggressive tendencies and ambushed some of the city guards. They have stolen. They have, well, there are a number of items and accounts. Best to just stay cautious and vigilant.
Yeah, be sure to do that. Thank you for the heads up.
Very welcome. Very welcome. The young man actually stops. So hold for one moment, please. You say it's just the Countess and her companions that you travel with?
Yes, she does have some security in the form of a knight in back, as well as her loyal dog, and I believe her lover, if I have it correct.
Interesting. You don't mind if I quickly just go take a look?
At your own peril, I suppose. Lady does not like to deal with common sorts, not to offend in any way. Doesn't even talk to me, if I'm being honest.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Sure. Fuck. It's a 2 for a total of 6.
Excellent job.
First roll of the night.
All right, only going uphill from here. Now I'm gonna roll a 1.
I think I'll take my chances as he begins to make his way to the back coach. The rest of you sitting in the back.
As he comes around the corner, Scrump's gonna he's not gonna say anything. He's too afraid of his voice echoing and to sound like a goblin. So he's just gonna kind of stand up as this guard's coming around the corner and try to be imposing and just try to put his arm up to stop the guard from coming any farther.
So you're stepping outside of the carriage at this point? I thought you were in the inside.
I feel like I am going to, yes, as I hear the guard coming around. I feel like as the giant protector knight, it's something he would normally do, so it'd be seem weird not to do it, you know?
Okay.
So,
all right. As you open up the side carriage door, stepping out, V and Basil, you feel the rocking of the carriage as Scrump steps down. Standing and posing in front of the young individual, his eyes grow wide, looking you up and down. Just a standard check.
I would, without saying anything, I just want to try to flex a little bit and just
Okay, make an intimidation check for me.
Okay. All right. We'll see if it works.
How intimidating is Scrump?
I love the idea of flexing pecs and armor.
Well,
Yeah.
I rolled a 16. So let me see what Scrump's stat sheet is. There's no way he's got a negative to intimidation, right?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
this big chunk of bread falls
He
out
has
of
a
your helmet.
negative 1.
Yeah, there it is.
So yeah, we got a 15
Still
total.
not bad. I mean, it's not awful.
15, yeah.
15. All right. The young man cowering in what seems to be your illusionary shadow. All right. I assume everything's well here then. And kind of looks around, kind of looks at the carriage once over, making it seem like it's no big deal. Before he turns and makes his way back to the front of the coach, he nods to the older guard. Everything seems fine. They're well taken care of. The elder gentleman nods towards the younger man before addressing back to Wilhelm. Like I said, enjoy your night, enjoy your stay. Get where you need to be as quickly as possible.
You as well, and enjoy the rest of your night. Good work.
He'll hit the reins again, get him moving.
Okay. As you continue to trot into the city proper, passing underneath the large and relatively well-architected city gates, you find yourself in a familiar spot, what seems to be the beginning of Dog's Breath. You can see just off to the corner a large building that seems to house a number of the flying ships, the small passenger ships to take you to the Skystone, as well as the People's Ring. Or alternatively, you can continue onward into Dog's Breath directly.
I know that my character knows where the location is, but which tier is the
Saffron Manor?
Saffron Manor? Yep.
That is in the People's Ring.
Okay. He'll make his way to one of the transports then, up to the ring.
Okay, perfect. Taking but a moment, you find yourself in the almost large parking lot-like area where a number of coaches seem to have been put into stalls. Slowing down the horses, you can see a number of individuals walking in and out of this otherwise log cabinish type structure, most of the bottom made of just your typical cobblestone, with the rest being made from the lumber.
Does it look... I'm trying to recall what the transports actually look like. Would it fit a carriage? Do they typically, bring the carriage all the way up? Or would this be where we would need to be disembarking?
I would say it's probably common knowledge that they do have the smaller ships for just easy transport of a number of passengers. They probably have larger specifically for cargo. For the size of an entire carriage, high or low for your benefit?
Hi.
Hi?
No.
Unfortunately, they do not.
Okay. In that case, he'll go to one of the smaller transports, and then he'll dismount the cargo. And if I recall correctly, there's a guard that watches over the transports, right? Because they need to make sure you have clearance to get up.
Yeah, as you approach close to it, you do see the standard stall that you've seen at many in front of the transports. You can see two guards posted up there as well, one seemingly behind the stand, while the other just kind of a watchful eye over top of the crowd.
Good evening. I'm traveling with Lady Nightshade and her company, and we'll need someone to take care of the horses and ensure that in this, seedier part of the city that nothing happens to it.
Horses and carriage are taken a bit of a ways down. They're stored elsewhere, so not to worry, sir. Sorry, you said the name was Nightshade?
Lady Nightshade, yes. Be sure to add the lady in front of it now. Come on.
All right. As he
Lucky she didn't hear you say that.
Okay. As he pulls out a scroll from behind the desk or small stand, he looks it over for a few moments, Lady Nightshade? Yep. You are headed to the People's Ring. Already arranged
Correct.
for.
Yes.
All right, well, all your documentation seems good here. There's a little asterisk beside her name, so I'm assuming one of importance. Do you need a hand with anything?
Let's see what she needs. One moment.
He'll tap twice on the carriage.
V will knock back twice.
Milady, we have arrived in the city, but this fine gentleman would like to know if we need anything.
Tell him we need some candy or like some meat or something. Just tell him like I haven't eaten in a little while.
I'm not going to do that.
Come on, man.
I can't hearing Scrump's voice coming out.
Just eat some of the bread if you get hungry.
Good idea.
No, I think we're in good standing.
You're all
here.
right then? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Well, we'll pull around your transport shortly. You can pack up from there and then on your way.
Fantastic. Time to disembark, milady.
Just say through the door. And then he will open it as if, he's doing the job, right?
Yeah. V, as Wilhelm in the driver form opens the door for you, you begin to make your way off with a bit of air of arrogance, like you had seen Espera done before. However, you suddenly get a sneaking suspicion that not all is well this evening. Something seems off in the air. And so you've received Dark Heart.
Fuck,
Nice.
I have a
Chad.
bad feeling about this.
Great. Good start. Yeah, so V as Espera will walk down the stairs or whatnot, and she's gonna stand at the bottom and sort of wait with her hand out.
Basil, disguised as Aiden, sort of walks out and very, very submissively kind of takes the outstretched hand and immediately moves to Vespera's side, standing behind but attentive at the same time.
All right, is it fairly obvious where we need to go from here?
Yeah, as you begin to disembark off the carriage, you do see directly behind coach driver Wilhelm at this point that a very eloquent wooden flying little vessel has suddenly appeared directly behind. It does take the ship of a small passenger boat, as you've seen before in your travels up towards the Skystone, indicating that this is your vessel.
All right, V will walk forward, and as she walks past Wilhelm and Scrump, she'll give them both a wink. And
Very subtle. Just kidding.
I mean, it works both ways because she figures, that's what this lady would do anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
I'll see to your dog. Come, Petunia.
We'll get Petunia out of the carriage as well.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
The guard at the small stand looks towards you, Wilhelm, again. Your transport, sir. Safe travels. Let us know if you need anything else. As he kind of turns away and begins to discuss something with the other guard. Neither seem to be paying attention at this point.
All right, now let's kill them.
Just kidding. He'll make sure to walk behind. I would say hierarchy-wise, he's gonna walk all the way at the end after, or maybe just after Aiden. He'll walk behind Aiden, and that's sort of his place, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, holding my bread, I'm just gonna take up the rear of the party just to be imposing and
Okay. All of you step onto the transport as one of the guard turns around. Are you not needing any of your luggage? As he points towards the carriage.
I
free
I
stuff.
had assumed that given her status that she would be, that you would come and, I mean, there's two of you. Why are there two of you if one isn't to bring luggage?
Well, that's why I asked for if you need a hand, sir.
Well, I think it goes without saying. You don't want to upset the lady.
All right, then. The two now scurry over to your to the carriage at this point and start pulling a few things down. What seem to be boxes and luggage that otherwise are owned by Vespera. Before loading it into the back of your transport, is there anything else you need?
He'll just look to V.
I think this should suffice for the night. Thank you. Unless you'd like to join us later.
No. It's all right. Thank you, though, ma'am.
Have a good night.
Two guards turn back to their station.
Great. Beam us up, Scotty.
Can we just say that we did it? We got through something disguised as somebody.
And
Yeah!
we did like a plan.
Don't say it just yet, because we still have to go through the manor. Like, this is literally
but it's
not even half of what we have to get away with.
I know, and it's like 2 checkpoints. It's already like 5,000% more successful than we usually are.
This is going to be the clip that we preface in front of the TV.
Now it's
pen.
over.
Yeah, normally it's a
100%.
we're in disguise, and then as soon as we walk up, they're like, "Hi, Basil." Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone gets turned to horses.
Yeah.
Is there anything any of you want to do prior to getting to the manor?
Okay, you are terrifying me because you have made a point of being like, or you can stop in Dog's Breath. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I'm
Guys,
just saying.
What are we forgetting?
I can go through everything, or I could just fast forward us to the manor. Your call.
oh, just wait. Look,
Uh,
Do you mean as we're
I think
traversing through the People's Ring? Because we're already on the transport at this point, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, not while I'm disguised that I can think of.
Are we able to
Okay, I think-
stop and like what is the in my mind what is the People's Ring? Like, is it? I assume is there shops? Is there areas that we could get off and interact with things? And
Fair enough.
Yeah.
As the transport makes its way, I guess I completely forgot you guys have never been to the People's Ring before.
I mean, once at college. But...
Traveling upward in your transport, where you would typically veer towards the left to go to the Skystone, instead veering right this time, you begin to approach the People's Ring. The People's Ring is a very large Taurus-like ring that hovers around the Skystone proper. Most of the bottom of the ring itself is made from a beautiful marble. Directly at the center half of the Taurus, seemingly cut off, a number of beautiful, well-structured architectural delights and wonders. A simple flyover allows you to see many large cathedrals and mage towers, guild halls, all meticulously made, some sporting a specific color or crest. However, this is nothing like anything you've seen from Dog's Breath. This is nothing you've ever seen from Skystone. This is clearly where the elite are homed. As you begin to approach the docking station, you see the arrogance, we'll call it, just of the city works. Coming in as you touch down, you see that the stand here is in fact made of what seems to be gold. The individual standing behind it, a very well-guarded well-armored guards, shimmering silvery metals with a bit of gilded gold around its edgings. As you come down, the guard now removing a helmet. Welcome, one and all, to the People's Ring. May I ask your business here?
You don't already know.
May I ask your business here?
All right, fine. You're playing hard to get. I get it. My name is Espera Nightshade, and I'm also known as the Oracle of Love.
Hearing
Have
the
you
name,
heard-
he immediately bows slightly. Lady Nightshade, we were expecting you. Welcome to Dawn's Gate. Your first time here. You see his demeanor relaxes a little, still standing relatively proper as his hands go behind his back.
Ah, there's the submission that I like. Which way to the... Fuck, where are we going? To the Saffron Manor.
Saffron Manor's not too far from here. We can call you a carriage if you'd like. He begins to describe that it's just a few blocks away.
Why are you shaking your head?
Shaking my head at the chat. And
Okay.
you're
I can't see it right now. I'm not looking. Okay.
That's doing puns and it's making me angry.
Oh, I thought I missed a pun and I was like so disappointed in myself, but okay. All right. Sure. A carriage would be nice, but how far away did he say it was? I'm sorry.
A few
I know you
blocks
just
away.
said. A night walk would be nice as well. Either or. What's your preference for me?
Well, I wish you the safest of travels, although not to worry about the People's Ring. We have excellent protection here. I would, if you would like to enjoy a beautiful night walk to take in some of the scenery, I would possibly, he looks at Scrump in the brutish knight's outfit. I would otherwise recommend potentially some, an escort, but it seems you are well taken care of. We can provide a guide for you as well. Anything's at your leisure here, ma'am.
I think we should be just fine, the group of us. Shall we?
Oh, and he holds his hand out for a tip.
Uh-oh.
I put my hand on my sword and like go to draw it as he takes his hand and puts it towards her.
Oh. V tries to remember if Wilhelm has any money.
Great
The
question.
player doesn't know. Yeah.
Scrump, go ahead and make another intimidation check for me.
Perfect. Let's try this again with a -1, chat. What can go wrong? Well, we get a 1 is what goes wrong. So how's a 0, Dave?
A 0. Immediately,
Yeah.
the individual kind of perks up. I'm sorry, are you threatening a god of the People's Ring?
Oh,
I like Scrum takes his
please.
hand off his swords and like goes up and makes it look like he's scratching the nose on his helmet.
She'll just say, "Stand down. It's all right." And assuming that Wilhelm has no money, V will reach in to her coin purse and
I guess.
pull out. All I have left is 1 gold, and she will hold it up to like have him put his hand out for her.
Does Wilhelm see her like? It would be tough, but how much she has?
No, you
Like,
wouldn't
as
know
she
how much
pulls
she
it
has.
out.
You just see the one
Yeah.
coin that she pulls out. He reaches out his hand.
She puts it in his hand, and as she's putting it down, "You know where to find me later if you don't find this number sufficient." And then she walks away.
Very good, milady.
Ooh.
As he takes the coin, gives another slight bow. Enjoy your night walk.
we will proceed. Get out of the situation. Guys, we're waiting.
Stop saying that. I rolled a 0.
But we still made it.
It's fine. I'll
Don't
just hit
forget
on
that you're
everyone.
dark-hearted.
yeah, and we're dark-hearted.
The first time
Oh,
you have
that's
to persuade someone on some shit, you fucking know what you're doing.
That's true. That's true. Shit.
Oh my god. Yeah, Power's just going to be a bunch of people show up at our room later real confused.
As you continue through the streets, you see more of the amazing architecture all around you. You don't seem to pass by any shops necessarily, mostly just what look to be a closed merchant shop of some kind. A few of the guild halls as well as some of the residential area.
While we're walking, V will just make the point of directing, I guess, to the group. Everything here is so beautiful. I just can't help think of where we're from and the people there that suffer while this is here. I don't know how to feel being here, to be honest.
I assume Wilhelm is... I should have stated this, but given that the cargo was on the luggage, I'm assuming, is being lugged now by Wilhelm as they walk.
Yes, it's definitely it's a bit hard to take in truth when some have so little.
This is why goblins never really hang around with humans much. You guys always just hoard all these shiny things.
Yes, well, shiny things though they be, this is just appearances, platitudes. I think both Dog's Breath and the Sky Island both have their own beauties to be found that aren't so needed to be polished and bronzed. It's a shame that so much value is placed on appearances here. I feel as though it causes what's most important to go tarnished and unnoticed.
Well said, Basil. I think truly this is a hollow beauty.
And we're gonna rob them, right? See this
Well,
giant
actually-
knight torn towards you.
I don't know why we're so laughing about this. I can't stress enough how broke we are. We cannot afford rent. I continue to say this, but I can't take money from the driver. I can't take money from the Golden City.
Well,
Wait, are Basil and I on the same side? Basil, you want to rob them?
I want to rob them. I mean, I want to.
All right.
I want to. Hold on. Wait. No. We don't call it robbing. We call it free distribution. Okay. This is what we're going to be doing. Let's say we are freely distributing wealth among the people.
All right, Robin Hood. Listen, we don't need to be hurting people or taking things from them. That let's call them a cab driver. Fuck.
That Uber guy?
What is it called?
Carriage driver.
Carriage driver was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you have
He
no
hit me with a
idea.
riding crop, and then I sort of realize I'm shouting, and then I stop and I whisper. He hit me with a riding crop.
And you were just fine. How badly did the riding crop hurt you, Basil? He looked more like he was flailing. In fact, I've seen your dagger skills myself, and they are more superior to his riding flop. I forget what it's called.
Riding crop.
There's a riding flop.
Crop like corn.
That's a crop.
Basil, may need to pretend to enjoy that sort of thing if you want to stay in character.
What do you mean? As we're
I
walking,
got a point.
I'm gonna
asking-
just
I'm-
assume and open one of the luggage things just like slightly, revealing what I'm sure is like all kinds of fucking shit.
There's like this Raid is the Lost Ark moment where Basil sees what's inside and
Face
like just is blind. He's just so embarrassed, so blunt. He's just bright red.
Basil's entire
and-
vision
and-
fades to black for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like a ringing sound.
A choir of angels ring out.
This is going to awaken something.
Yes, no robbing people. How about we try and actually stay out of trouble?
Come on. Man.
We'll find money some other way. It always happens, and it's better when we're not taking from other people. Especially
They
those.
won't
a
even
small
miss
amount from my last bake sale, so
That's so lovely. I miss your bake sales. What was the last thing you've baked?
it's a play off of lemon squares. I used lime.
I could have sworn you were about to say there were circles.
That would have been just as good.
Wilhelm's my new favorite. Just shot right up there.
All
Okay.
right.
You all continue forward for a short time, moving past the 3 blocks told to you by the guard, before finding yourself in front of what seems to look like a bit of a Gothic-style building in its architecture, albeit this not black. You don't see the black iron rods for the front entrance. Instead, this seems to be of perfect white. Almost a level of Titan beauty and purity. Very odd for a place like this. However, you can see within the windows, instead of windowsills, there seem to be giant slats of rose quartz and ruby intermixed with one another, creating a beautiful marbling effect, some opaque, some see-through. You can see through just a few slight cracks a number of individuals inside, although more silhouettes than full persona.
It's okay, no one heard that.
Yeah,
No, it'd be weird if everyone stopped for a moment to acknowledge that weird, monstrous noise that someone just made.
There's like a frog in my throat.
Dark Heart has been completed.
Yeah. It found its way into the real world.
The best part is no one on stream heard it, so nope. No.
Didn't get picked up at all.
Well,
No, y'all did.
Too bad.
you
It was
outed
so
yourself on that one,
weird.
bud.
Oh my god! I've had that happen before. It's like a pressure release in your throat. It's like
Yeah, throat. We've seen throat punches. These are now throat farts. That's really what it is. It's a relief of pressure.
I feel like V did that in real life in the game.
Okay. Sorry, I'm focused. I'm totally. What are we
Professionals,
doing? Are we
professionals.
standing outside? Yeah.
Standing outside in front of the building, you can see that there is a small courtyard leading up to the front entrance. A number of beautifully well-manicured bushes shaped into very suggestive poses of individuals.
Basil will approach the front door in order to open it and, sort of like a doorman kind of thing.
Okay. As you open up the doorway, your senses are immediately met by beautiful floral scents and the smells of exotic spices. Immediately, you can see 2 doormen. One seems to be a relatively bulky half-elf, the other being of what you would assume to be some type of Goliath descent. A massive, bulking man. Inside the establishment, you can see nothing less of depravity. A number of individuals walking around with near nothing, some nothing at all. All around, you can see large red drapes that seem to hang down, no thinner than the thinnest of satins. You can see a number of what seemingly to be large couches, mistakable for even beds. A number of people frolic within there. And of course, a number of entertainers that seem to be standing up on platforms, also wearing a very sheer thin silk, no more than basically a set of drapes. You can see, again, a number of individuals walking around with drinks, mingling and commingling in all of the vices they possibly could. As the door swings open, the half-elven man looks to you all. Welcome to the Saffron Manor. Do you have a reservation here?
Yes, I believe it should be under Espera Nightshade, or the Oracle of Love, as most know me as.
As you step forward a little bit, the Goliath man now approaches. Miss Nightshade, I didn't see you leave.
Yes. We just went out for a night stroll.
And you've brought back a few companions, I've seen.
Yes, these are my closest. This is Aiden.
Yes, we met earlier this evening.
All right. Well,
She's already checked in.
fuck.
He looks to the half-elf. Well, it's a pleasure to see you again. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Remind us what room we were in again.
You would have to see the front for that.
Right.
He'll just keep like shimmying with all the like luggage like past him.
As you begin to make your way down a small staircase leading to what looks to be an open area prior to the bar rail being on the far side of the building itself, an individual walks up to you. Very, very sharp features. Completely androgynous. They seem to be almost too perfect in their physique and form. Long white hair that seems to be braided back. And a very, very well-manicured suit. Lady Vespera! A pleasure to see you again. My attendant said you had already arrived, but here I am catching you here.
Oh, I like to be everywhere, if you catch what I'm saying.
Oh, you never change a bit, do you, my dear? How was the traveling?
Oh, it was dreary, a little boring. I'm glad to be here. This is much more my scene.
Very good.
Just wondering, could we have another room key? Just an extra one. I want to award it to someone as a prize tonight.
Ah, very good, very good. Mixing business and pleasure, I see. Well done, well done. And your companions, do they need additional rooms as well?
They can stay with me. So sorry. So sorry.
Well, quite the evening you have planned for yourself. An oracle of love, absolutely.
Yes.
By all means, go get yourself a refreshment, you and your friends. I'll make sure to get you all signed in, as well as get your keys ready for you.
Thank you. And V will go over to wherever these refreshments are. Are they separate from where he is?
As explained, they're on the bar rail is on the back wall in comparison, so the complete opposite wall of where you're standing right now. He's just met you in a bit of the central area where most of the communing is happening.
Okay. Then yeah, V will make her way over there to try and sort of catch word with everyone else.
Okay. You begin to make your way over to the bar rail proper. When Basil, you begin to feel a strange sensation almost like an itching in your mind. You hear a familiar voice within your mind. Interesting that you found me so quickly. Grab yourself a drink and come join me. There's much to discuss. Come alone.
Okay. Basil's from the moment Basil stepped in, he was just overwhelmed. Like there's just been so much around him. He's been trying to figure out first and foremost where his eyes are actually permitted to be. He found the ceiling was quite a nice place when that voice spoke to him. But as soon as it cracks through, it's almost like a knife that cuts through his intrusive thoughts. He looks for one of the servers that's carrying around a drink tray and will surreptitiously grab he'll grab 2 drinks and sort of blend his way into the crowd towards where he believes the voice is guiding him.
Okay. Grabbing the drinks, the rest of you see Basil veering off.
Aiden? Fuck, is that your name? Yeah. Aiden, where are you going?
Aiden continues to
Just
walk
leave?
away.
Okay.
As
I kind of.
I'm sorry. I cut out.
But he didn't tell anyone.
Sorry, I cut out just then. Aiden, like I said, Aiden seems to be very distracted. Very much like he's got that kind of 1,000-yard stare, just as he hears this thing. Hearing Vespa's voice behind him, she says, make yourself comfortable. I'm just going to freshen up before the events tonight. I won't be long.
He will lean over to Wilhelm and she'll say, he knows I was putting on an act, right?
I'm proud of him for stepping up and finally saying something to you, you know?
I think he knows. I think that he might just have to poop.
Saying Vesper.
I'm not sure that's it, but
In the meantime,
okay.
while we wait for him to wipe, we should maybe take a look at some of this luggage. There may be important documents or something that might help us stay in character. Who knows?
That, and also it's becoming blindingly obvious that we could be here while Espera is also here.
Oh, I think that's very obvious at this point, yes.
Yes. So what is the plan?
Well, it's not necessarily a negative thing. She does want us to find her. We have come to the same place she is. The only thing we need to make sure is that we are not seen at the same time by anyone else. I'm fine because the carriage driver did not come with us. So I have free reign. So right now, the most important thing is to get to the room. And if for any reason we need to go somewhere else, myself or Scrump, as per usual, can be the public face.
You just hear
Alright.
bread chewing noises.
On second thought, maybe just me. You remember we painted that black, right, Scrump?
It just has like black teeth.
It added a little something to it. Yeah.
All right, V will move to open the suitcases just to see what's inside of them, but I guess just in case anyone recognized that they would be hers or whatever, so she'll open it.
Okay. There's a few sets of luggage that you have with you. 3 in particular. There is a pink one, a blue one, or a green one.
She'll open
Let's
the pink
all open one together. For fun.
Yeah. Yes. I like this idea.
Hang on a sec.
Man, it's like the Cups game.
Yeah.
Someone in chat roll a d20 for me. Exclamation point d20.
Uh-oh.
Seven. Okay.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it is lucky.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Sorry, which one did you say you're opening? The pink one?
Pink for me, please.
Opening up the pink one very different than what the one the Basil had seen a few moments ago. You see a number of beautiful gowns and clothes, a fair amount of lingerie, what you would assume. Beautiful satin and velvet and laced ensembles. However, as you continue to dig through, you find a small ring box directly buried within some of the clothes. As you open up the ring box, you're met with an astounding sight. A ring that can only be described as made out of lava itself. It stays in perfect form, but continues to move and bubble and change from blackish hues to bright oranges, back and forth.
Well, V will just put it right on. I know that there's probably some attunement period with it, but she'll put it on.
Could be cursed.
Could be, but
As you put it on, you can go ahead and add the Ring of Fire Elemental command.
The ring of burning genitals.
oh my. Sorry, say that one more time. Ring of
Fire Elemental command.
Gotcha.
Forged by the great wizard Syphilis.
Forged by the great Trip Chattington.
All right.
Cast it into Mount Doom.
Having
I don't know if that would work.
it's like the opposite. That's its power up at that point.
No. Okay.
As you put the ring on, suddenly you hear an individual coming from behind you. Excuse me, ma'am. Are you in need of some assistance? Turning around, you see a servant wearing... From the neck up, he's wearing what looks to be a very beautiful leather collar. We won't go any lower than that.
Okay.
That just leaves it to imagination, which is going to be way worse than whatever he would have said.
Yeah. Let's just say, I mean, we're talking about dwarf qualities, if you know what I'm saying, Bobby.
I think.
Think about Mad Labs. You'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Labs.
Magnum dog. Anyway.
Oh God. Okay. I'm too innocent for this episode. Okay. Yep. I can't do this. Okay. V will.
Would you need a hand with your luggage? I'm happy to take it upstairs for you.
Oh no, I'm just going through for sentimental value. I'm wondering, do you have pina coladas?
You said pina, right?
Yes.
You should be very careful. You order drinks here.
Why?
I believe we do have something
pina.
similar to that.
Pina.
Is it really?
Not pina.
That's the person problem. That's the player problem. I thought it was pina coladas. Pina, this whole time, my whole life.
You come here to learn stuff, don't you, chat? That's this is the educational content that you've came for tonight, right?
Pina.
Yeah, for Cantrip, saving you from embarrassment amongst your friends.
Yeah,
because we do it first.
Yeah, exactly.
Pina.
Exactly.
God.
We do, but I hate to be a bother with all of this, but we prefer any kind of accessories to be left up in individuals' rooms.
Is he like looking at the ring or something?
No, he's looking at all your luggage.
If you will direct me, I can take them up.
Not a problem. Right this way. And he begins to leave.
He'll follow
Oh God.
with the luggage.
Are we staying here, or would?
If there was something you forgot in your luggage, madam, I'm sure we could go through it up there.
Oh, good
Perhaps.
idea.
Of course.
Come along.
Please, by all means, allow me, as he reaches for the luggage from Wilhelm's hand.
He'll take a step back.
I insist. She's very particular. There's some fragile things in here, made of glass.
And he winks.
Ooh. He blushes and gives a big smile at this fact.
This episode. Oh my God.
Scrump, very distracted by his below collar, just starts to follow, but you could see the head on the armor kind of keeps focus as the body walks forward.
No.
As you begin to follow behind, leaving the bar and the common area behind, you pass through two of these bed couches, both occupied at this point, hearing very squishy noises. As you continue towards the staircase leading upwards, suddenly you see the same individual appear once again that you had met at the front door. Lady of Espera, a word?
Of course. She'll turn around. Yes.
The damnedest thing. I went to go check into your registry and ensure that you had all proper accommodations, and it seemed that you've already been signed in for the evening.
Oh, yes. But then we left and came back. I thought that was quite clear.
Oh. Interesting.
Am I not allowed to leave and come back? Am I a hostage here?
No. By all means. I just find it rather odd, per se. I typically see everybody when they come in. I know who's up to date. So you were here before.
Yes, and now I am here again. I like to be seen when I am seen, and when I do not want to be seen, I am not seen.
Make a deception check.
Come on.
At
You
disadvantage.
do have disadvantage.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Come on.
We
Dice
need
God.
this. It's going so well.
Ah!
It's an 8.
Oh my God. Okay, I rolled a 19 and a 16, and my deception
Hey.
is plus 10. 26.
Whoa.
That'll
Damn,
do.
dude.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Slippery bitch. All right.
He looks at you for a moment. Huh. Interesting. Well, please, by all means, when you've arranged your things, come down. I would love to have a drink with you to catch up.
Oh, absolutely. Where should I find you specifically? I don't want to miss it.
I'll be right over by the bar. I'm sure it won't take you long. I'll wait there for you now.
Fantastic.
Okay. He allows you to pass him as you once again go up or begin to climb the winding staircase towards your rooms. Basil. Taking the 2 drinks in hand, you begin to look around for where you believe the sound was coming from. You watch as your companions, after quickly closing up some luggage, immediately start walking to the opposite staircase side to where you believe the sound or the voice was coming from. Where they move to the left, you continue on towards the right. And as you look up along a small catwalk that leads into a few cubby holes, you see a familiar gown, or at least the bottom half of it. Looking around, you do take
Basil-
note of the spiraling staircase that leads up towards the catwalk.
Taking the drinks and rising up the spiraling staircase, Basil walks with purpose towards the alcove, taking care to not bump into people or to keep the drinks held aloft when needed to. He eventually veers around to where the catwalk is.
Okay. Walking up towards the staircase and making your way up towards the catwalk proper. Getting a good look out from the rest of the floor top. You once again take note of the vices and depravity throughout this room, where they all seem to be enjoying themselves, something that is not very common for you. Looking, eyes darting in the direction for needing to go. You continue on down the small catwalk before you reach one of the said alcoves. A small table with 2 chairs, one empty, and the other none other than Espera Nightshade in her human form, staring up towards you. Well, Basil, that was quite impressive what I saw back there. And to make it up here so quickly. Sit. I think we need to have a chat. And that's where we're going to take a short rest for the evening.
No!
I hate it when you do those cliffhangers now.
I just do it. It's not even like the full cliffhanger. This is just the side one to go to the next part.
It's like the appetizer.
This is the way to get into the good stuff. So with that said, as always, chat, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for coming to hang out for the evening. Hey, do me a favor. I'm going to say this now because I'm going to forget at the end of the episode. It helps if you leave a comment. If you do the things like subscribe, comment, all of those wonderful things. The comments, just say fart. Just say fart or something along those lines. Give us your
best People's Ring pickup line.
Get your best People's Ring pick. I like that way better. Give us your best People's Ring pickup line, because it always helps. Or fart if you can't think of a good pickup line. Guys, as always, it could work. I mean, hey, YouTube's dumb. They don't understand algorithms. With that said, guys, we do always take questions on a little bit of a break. So if you have any questions about the story, myself, the campaign, the players, life, universe, or anything inside of it, throw it down in chat while we're on break, and we will answer them as soon as we get back. But until we come back, go get your apple juices. Go get your orange juices. Go get your saffron juices. I was going to go somewhere completely else with that, but we're a Christian Minecraft channel, guys. So let's keep it real. And stay tuned, my friends, because the second half of the episode is coming at you very soon. Love you all, and we'll see you shortly.
Bye.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. That was close. That was close. Welcome in, Raiders. Great to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry that you joined on our break, but we're here now. This is our beautiful faces. This is my dumb face. We are Careful Cantrip. We appreciate you coming in and trusting us with your viewership. So welcome in, folks, if you're still here.
Dude, hell yeah.
So we do have a couple questions on chat as per usual, or on break. First, this one is, I think, the first question over to Wilhelm. Wilhelm, what do you suggest pairing with a good Merlot?
For a Merlot, I would suggest, there's the obvious choice of chicken, but if you're feeling a little adventurous, maybe a lightly spiced dark meat, roasted vegetables, that sort of thing. Definitely nothing too acidic.
Okay, very good.
That feels like actual advice.
Yeah, that was actually good advice.
That is real. Anyone who's drinking Merlot, that's how you pair it.
Chicken with a Merlot? Really?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard.
Any other
really?
lighter meats like chicken and stuff like that. Yeah.
I've always gone dark meat, like a red meat with red wine. Learn something new every day.
Well, more for if you were having I think Cabernet pairs well with like steak and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think we should keep going
Depends
with this
on
because
the
this might
red.
take a while. Yeah, no, exactly. For me, Clark Kent, Daily Planet. Hey, Clark, good to see you as always. I'm going to name my kid after you. Any truth to the rumor the variety of color ooze creatures come from different colors of kryptonite? Asking for a friend. Maybe. If there was a world mashup, then yeah, I could see it. I could totally see it. Question, when is the other shoe going to drop? Question for Scrump. What's that smell?
It's probably you. Wait, no, it's me.
Sassy.
Fair. If V's rapier was a change of fate, will she lose it on the next redemption? Does Tristan still have his fate gift? I am going to say gifts, physical gifts. No, they would not. They would not. She would not lose it with a change of fate. Damn, Dave, why do I get heartburn so much since I turned 30? Well, first off, your biggest problem is that you turned 30. So, I mean, why did you do that in the first place? Secondly, our bodies suck as soon as we turn 30. Our brains and hearts and minds get better. Our bodies just start to get worse. So there's the trade-off.
Chugging milk gets rid of heartburn, by the way, guys.
No, it does not. Do not do that.
It does.
No, it
It does.
doesn't. No.
Whole milk. I don't know what you're drinking.
Whole milk? That tastes like cheese. Why would I drink that?
I love.
You want to go even, like, if you can get a coffee cream?
A coffee creamer? Oh, okay.
Like a good
That's,
18%?
I don't know how you guys do. My grandmother is going to love the meal. Thank you, Wilhelm. Good follow-up. Any other questions? Nope, we're good. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and hold on. I gotta change this music. This is not the right music for this. I don't think we want like fun, whimsical music as we're hanging out in a brothel. Maybe you do. Maybe that's your thing. I get it.
Hey.
Here, I'll just do this one. No,
Just continually make this sound.
Yeah, that's what I need right now. Do I have like a heist?
Where's my stick thing?
Where's your...
Hold on. Wait. Here's my symbol. No?
I don't remember that one being as bad last time you did that.
That's a little weird too.
Somehow she took an instrument that was tolerable and made it worse.
She's good at that. She's very good at that. And this is all like too fancy music.
You don't have sexy brothel time music lined up for our
I
campaign?
like the one that was just playing. That one seemed fitting.
That one's you like that one?
That last one that I'd heard. Yeah. Well, it's Victorian and like whatever, and they're schmoozing each other right now. We're not in the middle of an orgy yet.
Yet.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know, Wilhelm.
We're at least in proximity to one.
Yes, there's there's a lot of sexy time going on around us.
Elfie, no, don't make that canon, please. Please.
Damn it.
Well, that's enough questions for tonight, that's for sure. More answers than I wanted. Whew, my God.
Spicy episode.
Would we get DMCA'd for playing Marvin Gaye?
We found out that DMCA does nothing. You know what? I'm just gonna go back to this because I feel like that's a little bit more appropriate for the scene. Maybe.
It's so whimsical.
I have too much whimsical music. That's what our problem is.
Happiest orgy ever.
It will be. It'll be like the Disney orgy. Anyway, hopping back into tonight's episode. As the three companions make their way up the staircase towards their newly acquired accommodations.
Why did you pause on that? like
Why did I pause on it? Because I was thinking
He was
for the right
debating
words.
whether to say sex dungeon or not.
I know.
As the group heads up towards their orgy den,
Our free orgy den.
Free, mind you. Mm-hmm. The servant approaches the front door as he pulls out a large ring of keys before shuffling through them a little bit. No, not that one, not that one. Oh, yes, this is the one. Sticking it into the doorway, opening it up, and you're greeted with a very lavish room. You can see that a number of almost like beanbag couches have been put in the center of the room that drops down slightly. A small staircase leading down, only 2 steps. You can see a large table made completely of glass. Underneath it, a very suggestive rug, which seems to be what you could only assume to be an angel or a devil of a beautiful woman woven into the tapestry. You see that the room itself is rather large from what your usual accommodations would be. You can also see that a number of beds have been sectioned off, not necessarily different rooms per se with walls, but again, more of the silken lining. 6 in total, 3 on each side of the room. You also take note of a small bar top that resides directly on the back wall.
V will sort of immediately block the doorway and say to this fellow that escorted them up, "Thank you for your escort. If you could give us a moment of privacy, I would like to spend some quality time with these two."
Of course, well, enjoy the glass, as he nods and closes the door behind him.
No people in this room other than us 3?
Looking around, there doesn't seem to be any other individuals in there.
Hold on just a moment.
And Wilhelm's gonna sweep his hand like this, the one that has the oven glove on. And almost like the look of aroma is gonna like sweep across the room, and I'm casting Detect Magic.
Ooh.
Okay. Waving your hand and closing your eyes for a moment, you get a bit of a scent of chocolate chip cookies as Wilhelm casts his magic. Looking around the rest of the room, you don't find anything magic of sort. A few items, a small burning candle, which would indicate an ever-burning candle, as well as a bucket and a mop in the side of the room.
That are magical in nature. Oh, okay, it's for cleanup. Got it. Enchanted cleaning supplies for all the stains.
I would not subject anybody to that, even as NPCs. I'm sorry.
I get that.
Everything seems to be in order.
Did it ping on any of the other cases?
It did not ping on any of the other cases.
Okay.
Well, let's
All
take
right,
a closer look
take-
here. Go ahead, Scrump.
I'll take my clothes off. But when do we get chicken soup?
But we're not actually going to partake in any of the...
I'm just confused at what brothels are now. This place doesn't make sense.
I'll fix you a soup later, I promise.
Okay.
I'll take the blue suitcase or luggage and open that up.
That was the blue crit case that Basil opened. Immediately, you regret opening the case as you find a number of rubbery-like items inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He will sift around just to make sure there's nothing under him. You know, kind of bat them out of the way.
Sure, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Sure. That's a nat one. I said I was going to roll a nat one next to. I called
No.
it.
Oh my
For
God.
a total of... You said dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
For a total of 7.
Fantastic. As you dig your hands directly in there, kind of scrummaging around a little bit, you do find more and more of these rubber-like items inside of it.
So many of them.
But you do notice that your hands have become very, very slippery.
No.
He
Hate this.
will... slowly just bring his hand like this and look at it, and then shuffle over to the corner where the mop and the bucket are, and he'll just like put his hand down there while like kind of shuddering to himself.
Nothing in that one.
There's one more case.
There's a green
Right?
one still. Yeah.
Scrump, why don't you open it?
If I put my bread down, I'll lose my head. Scrump's still doing this one with a loaf of half-eaten bread now. It's pink black.
Would you like me to open it for you?
Okay, and then you could say that I did it, and I'll take the credit.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. I like this.
We will bend down and open up the trunk.
Okay. Opening up the trunk, you find a number of other outfits, albeit these seem to be more of Aiden size.
Ah.
You do come across a few very well manicured shirts as well as vests in a plethora of very vibrant colors. Continuing to search through, you do find what looks to be more of a leathery ensemble mixed with a variety of straps.
Yep.
Scrump, you have found lots of clothes, which, if you would like to take them, I wouldn't judge you. I'm wondering. This
Will I get higher
ring-
AC?
I don't know. There's not a lot of
I doubt it.
coverage.
They're not magic. We know they're not magic, so it's just clothes.
BDSM
Clothes and a
scrum.
suit.
I mean, you can inspect them if you want. You are an artificer.
Now, would they? I think I will, Dave. I think I'm going to go over. I'll take the suit. I'll take the Pulp Fiction style suit.
I was gonna say, I will say that like, as disgusting. Well, not disgusting. To each their own, but a ball gag has a lot of uses. All right.
Not wrong.
Just saying.
Yeah. So yeah, Scrump will definitely take the BDSM suit and the ball gag.
Okay.
What is
Never know
this
what we can do with
episode?
infusions.
Scrump,
Right, I have artificer infusions. We could make it like water breathing. Or something. It'll be great.
high or
I
low for your
cannot.
benefit.
We're gonna go. Let's go low. I've been rolling low tonight.
Low? Okay. Very good. Okay.
All right.
Scrump, as you remove the leather-strapped ensemble,
So much armor.
you look over the ensemble itself. It's very well made, as well as some level of plating around it in certain areas. You have discovered the Scrump Gump harness, which gives a +1 to AC.
Oh my god. Can I wear this instead of standard armor? Or is this like what is considered
Sure.
light armor?
If you,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to but we got a present for Basil.
V will take off the ring that she just put on in the lobby, and she'll walk over to Wilhelm, and she'll say, I think this may be better for you. I have this other fancy thing. This ring seems like it might have something to do with fire, and at the very least, it might help you cook something or bake something.
Portable fire. All right. I appreciate it, V. Thank you very much.
We'll go ahead and try to find a finger it fits on, but it is magic, right? So I guess we talked about this. Okay.
I'll put it in chat for you.
It
so you
fits
can
very
put it in
well
your-
on one of your girthy fingers.
Nice.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, sorry. I was just thinking about our free. Never mind. All right. All right. So we are now in her room. What if she comes back?
Well, I think that's exactly what we want to happen, right? We were meant to find her after all.
All right. So should we stand here and sort of look ominous or threatening, or what should we do?
That isn't really her vibe, I don't think. I
She
think
tried-
to do anything that would be considered natural to her character would be disgusting among friends. Not to say you aren't a very attractive woman, V.
Wait.
Not exactly my type.
I don't know what you just took from what I said, but I think you misunderstood. No, I'm not saying that we should do something together. I'm saying that should we set ourselves up so that when she returns, we're standing there with some sort of authority.
Oh, I see. Yeah, of course. I suppose I didn't get the feeling that we really needed to. I don't know. Because part of me wants to set up an ambush just in case, but I don't think I don't think she's going anywhere. I think she'll be quite interested to talk to us, actually.
All right. Do we worry about Basil? Just
Absolutely, we worry about it.
All right. I was wondering if that was just me, and
They're taking
he
a
just
long
walked-
poop.
Yes, I don't think he's pooping. I know that is.
At this point, I don't think he is either, and it is quite possible he returned to the bar and we're now no longer there. So, I think it would be best if someone looked for him. If we'd all like to go together, that does pose a potential issue, but I could always go myself. Which also, this place seems fairly secure, private.
The question is that individual that I've already forgotten his name, that approached me. Do I actually want to take a meeting with this person to get some information? Or
Quite possibly, I could send them up here while I look for Basil.
I think,
Splitting
think-
the party is always a good idea, I think.
so they asked
Some
me
of the
to meet
most
them
ground.
in the bar. So this is, I think if we ask them to come up to the room, we might get into a situation that I am not willing to roleplay. Both
Well, you would
senses.
be in a perfect situation to tie him down, I would think, and I don't think he would argue too much about it. And then you would have a real upper hand on the situation, but I understand if that's not something you feel comfortable with, and I respect that.
That's.
How would you like to proceed?
I don't know. I wonder if I'm going to get myself into more trouble speaking to him. But maybe part of me thinks that maybe Wilhelm, you can come down as well. And I also don't want to leave Scrump here. But then, did we get a key to this room?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can come back anytime. So maybe we just go back down to the lobby and I will take a meeting with this person at the bar, and you and Scrump can sort of hopefully find Basil, and I'll see what I can find out. And if things go awry, I will sneeze very loudly.
Okay,
What if you were
that's the
to
code word.
accidentally sneeze? You got the wrong idea.
It will be a very loud, obvious sneeze. If I'm trying to cover it, then it's a natural sneeze.
All right. Could you sneeze for me right now? I can't recall what it sounds like.
Right. Yes. It will be
Yeah, we
more
got it
like
now.
this. Right. Achoo!
Bless you.
And that's your usual sneeze, or the one
No.
That
we
was
should
that
be
the
looking
code
out for?
sneeze. Yeah, it was. Which sneeze was that?
That is my fake sneeze. You know, I'm much more.
It's been a while. Like I said, you've been off on crazy adventures, it seems, for a while.
She walked through a
Noted.
sewer and got poop on her shoe.
Shall we go then?
All right.
All right, Scrump, you're with me.
Okay. He kind of puts the bread back up, giving the height back to the.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
nice
just
thing is, as it gets more stale, it'll only become more sturdy.
I've been eating it, but vertically. I'm not dumb. You just see it's like eaten, but halfway, like lengthwise.
Right when we get into like a fight, it's just gonna go like, blind you completely.
So, just so I'm aware, Wilhelm and Scrump are headed back downstairs. V, you're staying in the room?
No, we're
No,
all
no.
heading downstairs, but once we get down there, we're gonna have to split ways. And that's
Okay.
The plan is like V is gonna go take that meeting with the guy who's waiting with her for her at the bar, and the other two are gonna be kind of in the vicinity and keeping an eye out for Basil.
Okay, fair enough. You all begin to make your way downstairs. As the group seems to split, V, you head over to the bar where you see the individual standing. Ah, Espera, my wonderful nightshade. How are you, my dear?
Better now that I'm in good company.
Oh.
Did you get a drink?
Right away, as he puts his hands up, waving two fingers in the air towards the bartender. The bartender nods. So, how long has it been since we last spoke, Espera? It seems it's been a very long time.
Too long. I'm so glad you're here.
Well, where else would I be?
It's so good to see you. What is there something specific you want to talk about? Or are we just catching up today?
Oh, I thought old friends like the two of us, going way back as we do, we could just spend some time chatting if it's not too much of a problem for you.
I could spare some time. I do have an appointment back in my room.
Ah, I understand all but too well. The bartender brings a couple drinks over. You see, in two glasses, what seem to be very pinkish, transparent drinks. A little bit of smoke coming off of them, or steam coming off of them. He raises a glass to true friendship.
Can I at this point, can V roll an insight check to sort of gauge, knowing that these two apparently go back, just to sort of gauge if this person is testing her to see if like this is actually a drink that she would enjoy or not?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
it's very specific.
Yeah.
Insight check.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can you guys do
I'm
that more often? It's way easier for me to do that.
I rolled a 12, my insight +1, so 13.
As you stare at the individual staring across from you at the bar, you see a very friendly smile and face, one who seems aloof with not a care in the world.
All right, V will take the drink and cheers.
He puts the drink
It's
down.
poison.
Yeah, again.
We never learn.
He tilts his head back and takes the most of the drink down before putting it back down on the bar. Woo! Ah, cinnamon fires, always delicious.
Warms the insides.
Always does. Gets the blood pumping.
So, any updates?
On what?
Anything. Tell me all about it. Tell me the gossip.
Well, Saffron Manor has been doing very well lately. We've had the exceptional clientele, as we typically do in these kind of situations. Unfortunately, some of the bad news, I seem to have contracted something. You know how it is from time to time. It's nothing that the alchemist said he couldn't solve on his own, but there's a bit of itching involved. I don't want to get into the specifics around it.
That's good that you're being honest about that. Thank you for your honesty.
What about yourself, V? It's been, Vespera, it's been so very, very long.
I do it.
Where was it that you were traveling from again?
Oh, gosh. Little town just down the way. I'm making my rounds here. I'm doing a little public stunt, which I'm sure you've heard of.
I have
You know,
much,
the Oracle
yes.
of Love,
Mhm.
business.
You are
Yes.
much a celebrity around these parts, Espera.
Mm,
It reminds me of that one celebration when you were the speaker.
hate this. Hate every part of this.
I remember you stood in front of what seemed to be a large schooling of individuals. Oh God, where was that speech held again?
Oh gosh, it's so long ago, and I sort of blacked out. It was such a large gathering. I know sometimes I seem like I'm really doing a good job standing up there, but sometimes between you and I do get a little nervous. Keeps the spirits alive.
I see. I understand. It's, from time to time you kind of lose track of these sort of things. By the way, I saw your new companions.
Aren't they delicious?
They are. The large black armored individual. What's his story?
Just found him one day. I decided to make some pacts with a fun person that I think is going to help further me get some more power.
How so?
Well, you know my book.
Yes.
Well, this person also has a book.
Interesting.
Have you heard of her? The Crimson Herald.
The Crimson Herald. An interesting name. And you've been in touch with this person?
Briefly, here and there.
I've heard things amongst a few whispers within these walls.
Oh, what have you heard? Do share with a friend. I want to know who I'm making business with.
Well, yeah. Not one that you would typically find in one of these fine establishments. Very business improper from that. From what I've heard, she is speaking with one of the family members, the Lucrums, I believe. Some type of celebration.
Celebration, yes. I believe I heard about it. It's happening soon. What timelines, Dave? Sorry, it would be like almost now, right? From what we knew?
Coming up in a few weeks, yeah.
Okay. Yes, I've heard of this. Are you invited?
Of course I'm invited to something like that, and I've heard a little bit about the performance that you plan on putting on. Please, you have to give me some inside secrets. Tell me a little bit more about your performance.
Oh, well. I am to make the ultimate love match.
How so?
Well, you know how they are looking for a new heir to the throne.
Yes.
I am set to make that love match. Just shitting out of my butt right now. This is wild.
Yeah.
I'm panicking.
Do you say that
You're doing so
do you say
good.
Giving
that
you
out
a
loud?
thumbs up.
That I'm shitting out of my butt? No, that was definitely not in character.
A new heir. Wow. So, is the intent to match the king then?
I'm not 100% sure on the details. You know, I like to sort of live in the moment, so I'm not sure if he will be presenting himself to me or if he will present someone else to me and I am to make a match to that person.
Interesting. And it's not one of the family members. I've heard whispers.
I have asked them to keep me in the dark to preserve the authenticity of my powers.
Right, the book of course. What was the name of the... You once told me the name of the entity within the book.
I hate you. Come on. Okay, hold on. Let me fucking pull up my notes. What the fuck?
Hey, Google.
Athena.
Yeah, no, but you mentioned another name before, like a title.
What do you mean? A title for what?
Yes, like a title, like a noble's title. The Frog of Belmont, or the Armored Whispering One.
Oh, the Crimson Herald.
No, of course not. For this Athena.
Like a surprise pop quiz tonight.
I know. Oh my god. My god. So fucking. The Lady of Lust.
Right, that's what it was.
Good save.
Very good, very good. Well, it seems like you have quite the time here for you.
Yes. One more question. I since I've been in the city, I've noticed a lot of oozy things about. Have you heard anything about that?
Oozy things. Well, I know a few things about viscous substances, but no oozy things per se.
Hmm.
Oh my
I've
God.
also heard of this mysterious scroll. A scroll that could do wonders, things that we couldn't even imagine, like set back time or reset time.
It's not common knowledge. What have you heard?
Just that. I heard whispers on the wind. Thought I would see where they catch tonight. Sounds interesting to me. You know me. I love this book of power. Scroll would be nice to acquire as well.
Interesting. I thought that the book was all you wished for.
Sometimes, as time passes, you realize there could be more.
Yes, but you always seemed so content with your position.
This guy.
I know, this guy. Yes, people grow and people change. How long has it been since I last seen you?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Long enough to not know. That's my point. I've grown. Things have changed. Yearnings have changed. Interests have changed.
Very true. Very true. Who would have ever thought I would settle down here?
Who would have thought? Shall we drink to that? I think I have to go to my appointment now anyways.
Very fair, very fair. By the way, what do you think of the name?
Of the bar.
Yes, well, of my establishment.
I think it's exactly what you would name it.
You don't think it's too much?
No, absolutely not. Why not go big?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit odd for establishment of my type. It does have the double meaning to it, of course. Well, you know.
Okay, I have to ask, as a player, is there a double meaning that I'm missing? Because I don't know if I'm just too innocent to not get it. Or is this something that's happening in game? Just have to ask.
It is something happening in game.
Okay. So sorry. I don't know where my head is at. Maybe this drink hit me a little too hard. Can you remind me?
Remind you of what?
The double meaning.
Really, Vespera?
At this point, she will sneeze really loudly. Just,
Wilhelm will kind of cross through all the people in the way and head over there.
Oh, milady, you are needed upstairs.
Yes. Thank you. It was nice chatting with you.
You watch with a curious look on his face as he blinks, albeit not like a typical person would blink, more like a lizard, as two shutters come out from the sides as opposed to bottom to top. Yes, of course. Pleasure seeing you as always, Vespera.
Don't trust that shit for a second.
No.
And you,
apologies.
of course. V will run away as fast as she can.
Run?
No, she won't. She'll walk calmly inside. Panicking. Inside, she's panicking.
Okay. Where are you guys running to?
Not actually running. Internally running, but
Okay.
walking calmly back to the room.
In the meantime, while doing that, Wilhelm, I assume, was looking for Basil, didn't find him while the conversation was going on, but now is more looking for specifically Scrump, what he might be doing in this moment.
So, as Scrump would have done, he just trying to stay in character. He's a very good actor. He would have come down the stairs that would have gone up to the rooms, and he's pretty much standing beside the steps,
Okay.
being a sentry.
Okay.
But also, like, eyeing up that stuff on the table over there.
Wilhelm, make a perception check for. Actually, perception or investigation.
Okay. Man, I'm not rolling great tonight. Which one is higher? Perception. It's an 11.
11. Unfortunately, while you're looking around, there's just too many individuals here. And of course, you were stopped at one point by a young lady, one of the night. A beautiful, beautiful individual. Long flowing hair, very tight-fitted dress, a cobalt blue, a very, very long trunk, and very, very outstanding makeup.
Piece of shit.
As she approaches you. Well, hey there, sugar.
You motherfucker.
Hello.
Can't save you this time. Good luck.
Is this on our way back to the room?
No, this would have been while you're kind of searching
perfect.
around.
So thanks for doing that for me.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Haven't seen you in these parts before. You're looking for a good time?
You probably tell that he's still like kind of doing this, like looking for Basil. Like,
Actually new to the area. How are you?
I'm doing well, sugar. What you looking for? I'm sure I got more than enough here for you.
I'll be honest, it's difficult to tell, but I feel like I could. I'm probably old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh.
he's just gonna keep like kind of looking.
I don't think that's not a selling point, though. Especially here.
Well, a Luxodon has a very good memory. I'm sure I'd remember it for a long time.
Remember what? Have you read my book?
I
Genuinely
haven't read
hoping
your
for the
book,
one
but I'm
person.
sure there's a thing or two you can teach me.
I would say there's about 100 things I can teach you.
And he's gonna get into a long, like really passionate, just talk until he totally bends her ear off about his butter, and just like in a very non-sexual way talking about it.
You, after about 2 minutes time of explaining the different ways that you can use butter, she immediately tunes out. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Yes. And a lot of people think that you can just use margarine. Margarine is much different things. It's very oily. I'm sorry.
No. But I have to leave because I don't want to be here. As she turns and just walks away from you.
You forgot your book.
It's already gone in the crowd.
You can't give this book away, man.
Shortly after that, you hear a sneeze.
Yeah, that's when he would go. And now we're back to... Yeah.
As the three of you begin to make your way back up to the room proper. Basil. Now standing face to face, or seated face with Vespera. She gestures a hand forward. Please, join me.
With glass in hand, he passes one onto the table in front of Vespera as he takes the seat. Thank you. I must say I wasn't expecting to find you so quickly. Truth be told, we'd figured the last place you might end up is a place where you had previously booked an appointment.
Well, I was meant to stay here. It was pretty simple. My coach driver knew exactly where I was going, but you probably already determined that. I must say I was quite impressed with what I saw back there, both brain and brawn. You are an eclectic and interesting group, but I see you serve your purpose. Something I wanted to ask you about. Your purpose. You, like myself, follow lineage or follow patronage of the book.
Yes, that's correct. The truth be told, I am blood related to Erebor.
I understand. Must be quite an honor.
Well, it certainly has its Elskar. It definitely has its challenges.
Yes, taking on the rights and championship of gods is never an easy thing, is it?
No, especially when family's involved.
So I assume this whole Crimson Herald piece, a ruse?
No. A rather unfortunate series of circumstances that have at least led to light that the current holder of the power of Red has set their sights a lot further than simply enjoying the bountiful gifts that are provided by the books. I think that we have common ground. When I hear of your reputation and the work that you do, you do not strike me as someone who wishes to change the world to the patterns that suit you best. More, you tend to bring out that which is already there, to make what is already a vibrant part of life simply more. As to, I believe that in many ways, that is the same with the Book of Fear. Nightmares exist, and I've used my powers in many cases not to simply terrify people beyond all belief, but to allow them to know how to protect themselves against things that are unknown, how to find bravery when none may appear. These are ways to highlight and make things greater with the use of the emotional spectrums that our patrons represent.
Yes, 100% couldn't agree more. The world is better with the sympaths.
And I would agree. However, the Crimson Herald has different plans. Rather than focusing on what good could come from the use of her powers, she instead seeks power itself for her own gain, to be able to turn everyone into the shade of red by force if necessary. And that's something that I just simply cannot stand by.
Well, you're only half right there. I've spoken to the Herald. She's accommodated many things. She's tried to entice me herself. Very difficult to entice a master of love. She has other plans, per se. Seems she looks to utilize the books beyond that of the sympaths, simply using them as a tool. She speaks of another, one known as the Butcher. Something
yes,
like that.
she mentioned that when... Yeah, she mentioned the Butcher in name a few times while we were acquainting ourselves. I presumed at the time she was referring to, of course, Tukor, but you believe it may be someone else.
Yes, Tukor was known as the Mad Führer. The Butcher is an entity entirely separate. Truth be told, what I've understood of everything is she follows a similar mentality as ourselves. That the lack of gods within this world has created a slump in progression. That the mortals have done nothing but expand their own power, not looking at the big picture of things. Now, how she came to find the Butcher, I am unsure, but she does in fact look to raise him once again, utilizing the power of the books to do so, along with some strange seed I've heard about.
Godseed.
Yes, that's it.
Do you know anything else of this Butcher? This would be my first hearing of such an entity.
Yes, well, not known to many. It's, as you are probably aware, being a learned individual, during the God Incursion, or at least the end of the God Incursion, there were ways found that the mortals, along with the Prime Dragons, were able to kill a said god, finding themselves relatively lifeless, but more so in deep, deep hibernation, floating out in the astral plane. The Butcher, from my understanding, was one of these entities.
See. Well, what does she hope to gain by resurrecting the Butcher and bringing the gods back to try and kickstart a new revolution, a new age of this world?
Well, my understanding from the Butcher's perspective is he wasn't the nicest of deities. That was not his intent. More of the chaotic side. But nonetheless, if I can be honest with you, it was never my full intent to assist her anyway.
Knew it.
Then, if I might return the question about intent, what is yours?
Same as yours, as we've just discussed. I know that she holds 3 of the books. I hold 1. You hold 1. What better time than finding a way to finally releasing the sympaths? As you just admitted yourself, the world is better when it's ruled through an emotional spectrum.
I think ruled is a bit of a stretch in terms of my own personal objectives, but
Maybe too strong
is
of
a
a
fa-
word.
but it is of course a far cry better than to relinquish that to some sort of giant dead chaotic entity, especially one who is very comfortable with the moniker Butcher.
I agree.
Well,
And I believe that the dead gods, the old gods, should stay that way. Last time that they were on this plane, they caused nothing but havoc and death. But after everything I've seen walking through this plane, they need guidance. They need more faith than these saints. And I think, and Milady thinks, it is about time that a set of new gods appear.
Basil thinks heavily on the words that she's saying and what that entails to potentially raise the sympaths to fulfill that role is something Basil's been worried about, only because obviously he understands the power of Elskar. He's only really been exposed to the Crimson Herald, and from what he understood of Villari, these are people obsessed with their fields and not those who have ever really shown an interest in others, you know what I mean? Like, they just seem to be very self-serving. You mentioned that the Crimson Herald had 3 books. I am aware that she has currently the Red Book and my Black Book. Do you know what of the 3rd?
Yes, I believe there was one of Valor, a silvery.
I see.
The way I see it is we are too short from joining them all together once again. One still lost, of course, of joy. And then the final of hope, which many know where that already resides.
And where does it reside?
In the Royal Library, of course.
Well, speaking purely theoretically, if we were to ally and to try and stop the Crimson Herald in their attempt to resurrect the Butcher and reunite the books, would you lend us aid if I were to say that perhaps the Book of Joy is not as lost as it may be believed?
You are full of surprises, Basil. If you could assure me that the other book has been retrieved, we are that much closer to a common goal.
While I make no assurances, I will say that the Book of Joy is within reach. But as I imagine you can understand, no one dictates the will of the heart. And much like it, it sways, it ebbs, it flows. And while I trust you to serve in your interest and the interest of your lady, I too, of course, serve in my interest with trepidation. Aid us in this task, and I will assure you that I will uphold my end of the bargain and arrangement and ensure you have all the knowledge you require in order to know the whereabouts of the Book of Joy.
I must ask you this, though, Basil. The nuances that surround it all. We can get into the specific details, of course, but I ask, when the time comes, will you help me release the sympaths?
There's a long pause. There is definitely some strong consideration. a deal was struck. And for the lives of my companions, Elskar has promised their safety in exchange for this goal to be achieved. I am a man of my word and will uphold it, so long as Elskar follows his. But rest assured that regardless of which sympath or wielder of the books may bring into risk the lives of those I travel with, my goals will change very quickly.
I understand your concern, Basil. And I feel a sense of sorry for you. That this is what you've been exposed to with the sympaths. They are a very different type, each one of them. Elskar, from what I've been told, was an individual who lacked vision. Tukor was the same. The rest, though, they could bring good into this world. There would be balance, and there would be faith. A new age would transpire, one unlike one we've ever seen before. Does this world not deserve gods?
Basil will drink his champagne. As he does, he places the empty glass onto the table and says, "The world is too big. Far too big for any person to consider. If any reason exists for there to be gods, it is because the sheer fathom of such a thing is beyond the scope of people like you and I." And I raise my hand, and I hold up 5 fingers. This is my world. No more, no less. And that is what I can focus on. So, if I can protect my world, then I will do whatever I need to.
I find it slightly concerning that you dance around answers.
Well, fear of the truth is well within my purview. The short answer, and more direct one, is yes, I will aid you. And while your test to see whether or not we are worthy allies was acceptable and resulted in, of course, a favorable outcome, I will not take any future attempts on me or my friends lightly.
As I said, and as you mentioned, it was a test. You have clearly passed that test, Basil. I'm willing to become an ally. I'm willing to forgo and risk both my life and position to betray this Crimson Herald. She is not one to be trifled with. She holds very powerful allegiances. There must be trust, Basil.
Basil will nod, and he swallows this kind of doubt that's in his throat. He just kind of like embraces it as he then says, "Then trust it is."
Very
and I
good.
will, I'll extend my hand as a gesture.
As you reach forward, she stands. Come now. A true deal is not done by handshake, but of a kiss.
Hands off expectations.
Basil remembers the last time she kissed him.
No funny business this time.
Basil stands, and Basil will. The curtain's still drawn, like in this alcove, isn't it?
They're still drawn. You can see the silhouette peering through, but otherwise, you can't make out any details.
All right. Basil will say, "Trust," then. And I'm going to deactivate my disguise to appear as myself behind the curtain.
Trust it is. As she leans forward.
Does she break her disguise?
If that's what you're looking for, then yeah, she would have broken her disguise.
All right. I will lean forward and reciprocate.
As you lean forward, you can feel the heat of her body coming closer and closer to your lips. When suddenly she turns at what sounds like the sound of commotion. She looks back towards you before spreading open the curtains and peering over the ledge of the rail. As you quickly join beside her, you see a number of individuals that seem to be scurrying about. A very different change from the atmosphere that you had just felt or seen. As you see what looks to be 5 individuals walking through the door, most of the individuals from the actual brothel now immediately making their way towards the exit. Basil, as you look down, you see 5 individuals. You recognize most of them. Alistar Steelborn, Mage of the 7 Stars. Casey Fainheart, the Titan of Terra's Grove. Tal, the Brimstone Assassin. Ragnar, the Champion of the Bold Mother. And lastly, Kalora Bostel, the Captain and Commander of the First Sword. They immediately begin to make their way to the bar rail, where you immediately follow with eyesight. They seem to approach the individual who V was speaking to previously in her Vespera state. You can see them speaking for a few moments before he raises a hand and points towards the opposite staircase. They immediately nod and make their way over to the staircase. Vespera looks towards you. Well, this doesn't look good in any way.
No, it does not. I was gone for 5 minutes. All right. Well, I probably have to deal with that. I don't know if that's got anything to do with all the stuff we were talking about, but and I'm going to lean in and I'm going to kiss her on the cheek, and I'm going to run.
Just before you turn to run, she grabs you by the wrist. We're allies now. Call me if you need me. Before letting your arm go, as you begin to rush down the catwalk, at a very quick pace at this point, finding your feeding down the staircase, moving as quickly as you possibly can without giving on any kind of an intention, easily making your way through the opposite side of the bar rail, and now making your way up the staircase, disappearing from Vespara's view. Just as V, Wilhelm, and Scrump hear a loud banging on their door.
Who is it? We're busy doing sex stuff.
But that and more, my friends,
No!
is going to be a story
No.
for another evening.
No! You can't do that. It's not fair.
I thought we had a little bit more left too. Damn.
I know. I was like, yes, we have like at least 15 minutes. Damn it!
Yeah, I wasn't about to
It's so
put
good.
you guys
It's a
up
great
against
spot.
I wasn't about to put you up against the first sword with 15 minutes left.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like
I
a fight
know.
you want
I
to
know.
rush
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
What were their names again?
There was Alistar Steelborn,
Yeah.
who is the Mage of the Seven Stars.
Mage 7 stars. He sounds cool.
There was Cassie
These old guys
Fainheart.
sound cool. They sound way cooler than us.
Great. Cassie Fainheart.
This is the true main characters.
Cassie Fainheart,
Yeah, right.
the Titans of the Terra's Grove, Titan of Terra's Grove.
Okay.
There was Tal, the Brimstone Assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Ragnar, the Champion of the Bold Mother. And lastly, Kalora Bostel, Captain of the First Sword.
Such a cool.
These
name.
are so cool people.
I know they're
Wow.
cool.
What have we been doing?
You're
What
gonna
have we
kick
been
our ass,
doing?
be
I
like,
feel
"You're
like
so cool."
I want to watch their freaking live stream show.
Well,
Like,
when
what
you
the
put
fuck?
a
Like,
title on
what
it,
have they
like
been up
you're,
to?
okay, you're
Basil Thorn, Master of the Black Book.
all right.
Ooh.
Sounds pretty cool.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, do scrump. Do
Oh.
scrump.
Yeah.
Scrump. No, Scrump, the Horse
go on.
Lord.
Horse
Right,
Lord,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right. It fits. All right, fair enough.
Wilhelm,
Last
the
names make
Butter
everything
Baron.
cooler.
the Butter
Yeah,
Baron.
that's
I
true.
actually love that one.
Baron. That's great.
Could also be
He
used. for
does
the
look like a baron.
A little bit.
All right, so that's it. Game time. When we get Sicarius and Tristan back, titles for everyone.
How about a group
How
title?
about
We really
how
need
about a
to come-
team name, man? We always
Yes.
in our campaigns, which I say campaigns, but we've this is our second
We'll have to
campaign.
talk branding with these guys when we're fighting them.
We need to work on like establishing fairly early on
Yeah.
what
We'll
is
get
our
to know
name.
these people kicking our ass and see how they do it. You know.
Yeah.
What's your secret? Like, how do you do marketing?
Oh, whoops. I forgot to do one thing.
We level
Uh,
up.
Oh, please.
That'd be amazing.
Chat, I need you to go ahead and roll another d20 for me.
Also, what's
Yeah,
these
just
ones?
whatever
These
number
titles?
you need.
Yeah, what's my title?
Well,
The
see, it
Sapphire
sounds
Sword.
better
The
with the
breaker of
last
ears.
name, and
Oh, actually,
because you're
Steve, you got the
literally
last
one
one. I'm gonna
letter,
I'll do OG. 12?
Oh yeah.
it just isn't going to roll.
But I guess
Right,
you'll have to
that's
tell us
know
what your
us.
last name is.
Guess you should ask.
No one wants to know me.
V, the sultry sailor.
I like it. I'll take
That's
So
pretty
I-
good.
I'm gonna go
forgot-
with it's V, the breaker of ears.
Yeah, pretty much. V, the worst pickup lines ever.
it.
V, the queen of cringe. I like that.
Oh,
Or
see
garbage
the
princess.
dental dervish.
Or just garbage
I watched that
princess.
clip again today.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's that one. There's that
Yeah.
one. I forgot
Old
to mention
Stinky.
to you guys. I'll do a little retroactive maneuvers here. So while you were in the room at the very beginning, you did find one other magic source that pinged, and off to the side, you did find hidden under a number of mattresses a shield of expression.
I had that. That was my first magic item.
That was your first magic
Aw.
item. There
He
you
would
go.
immediately give it
Aw.
to Scrump upon finding it.
Okay.
I don't know
Might
what
have
this
use for
is.
this later.
And he throws it to Scrump.
Okay. He just puts it in the backpack. Somehow it fits. He's like, good enough. You just see the tip sticking out.
So you can go ahead and add a shield of expression to your inventory, Scrum. Congratulations on your first magic item.
Thanks, chat.
There you go. There you go. With that said, though, folks, we are going to be wrapping up for the evening. And guys, next week is going to be our last episode before we leave for Gen Con. So there might be some stuff happening. I'm not going to, no spoilers. But hey, it's going to be a big one. And then we're going to be off for about 2 weeks. We're going to have Gen Con that we're going to be dealing with. And then the following week, guess what? I'm taking that off because I'm going to be working all weekend anyway. So with that said, we'll keep you guys posted if we decide to do a dumpster fire chat with Reyna, or if we decide to do Sunday nightcap. Probably not, but what?
I can say Fireside Chat will be happening next week, and the week after, Peter will be on, and we will be talking specifically about Gen Con stuff because Peter's
Cool.
coming with us to Gen Con.
Okay.
So that went the Wednesday we will be on, but the Wednesday after I don't know. We'll see how
Gen Con breakdown
we are.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, at the same time, we are also going to be streaming the entire event as long as we don't run into too many technical difficulties. But you'll be able to watch us all weekend. I'm going to be running around like an idiot the entire time. It should be a good time. We'll post in Discord with all of our times.
We can't make it down this year, so you'll find me in chat. I'll be hanging out over the weekend when you all doing Gen Con. So come say hi. I'm sure Bobby will pop in as well.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. It'll be fantastic.
Blacked out.
Pretty common.
We're
pretty
doing
common.
promotion. Sorry.
But with that said, we're going to wrap up for the evening. We're going to do a little bit of raiding, and we are going to be raiding into a friend of mine who I was on their show a little bit earlier today, none other than Evan Blair Arts. If he's still online, I assume he's still online. Yeah, he is. Evan is doing a
Got that
subathon.
going.
He is an absolute mad lad for doing it. Hopefully he's still on stream and not falling asleep in his hammock at this point in time. So if you can get your raid messages down in chat right now, and guys, if you're not already following Evan, that's a huge mistake on your part. One of the greatest artists in D&D history.
After Bobby.
Can someone put?
Evan's an inspiration of mine for sure.
Yeah. There's like Gordon Ramsay and then Chef Boyardee. Both are amazing, but one is a
Boyardee.
little bit more Evan. Thank you so much, OG, for dropping that. Guys, if you have our emotes, go use hashtag CCLoveRaid. LV, I'll do that at some point in time. I just keep forgetting that I need to do that. And we will go ahead and start the raid for the evening. Hold on. I got to do the thing. Bobby, buy me 2 seconds.
Hey guys, do you prefer butter or margarine? Margarine. Margine.
How far
Which
do you
one
think
do you
you're
like better?
Don't say it like
For
that.
me, it depends on what I'm using it for. You know,
No,
'cause you
I
can
always
get the
like
margarine in the big tubs. So, like, if you, for example, were going to a place like the Saffron Manor,
Mhm.
you might be able
Larger
to save on
quantities.
lube. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
You
Mhm.
know?
But what is margarine?
Non-hydrogenated as well. So.
It's
mostly oil,
an
plastic.
oil like butter
With
substitute.
vegetable oil.
Okay,
I know it's
this is what we've lost it entirely at
It's
this
oil-
point in
it's like
time.
oily.
We're not having a
It's
margarine butter
oil-based.
debate. This is exactly what Wednesday nights
Dave.
are for.
There's no debate.
Fair comment.
I grew up on margarine.
Okay, so with that said, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the evening. We'll go ahead and start the raid at this point in time. Make sure to stick around for the raid. It helps us out. It helps helps Evan out. And guys, thank you so much as always for watching for the evening, and to all the adventurers out there. Whether you find yourself in a strange brothel, talking to another Luxodon Lady of the Night, or watch as your so-called enemies chase down your friends without them of any knowledge, I beg of you all one word of caution. Be careful out there. You can trip. Love you all, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Later,
Bye-bye.
Baders.